Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is Ethan, and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to composite images together to create an image like this from these three photos at the top. So today we're going to go over the basics of cutting images out, compositing them the way you want to, and basic lighting tips. So first things first, from getting these three images, you want to make sure that you're not just pulling them off of Google Images, because a lot of the content on Google Images is copyrighted, meaning you can't just take it off of the internet, because you will get into a lot of trouble if you do reproduce their pictures. So the best way around it is to find sources that you can use that are copyright free. So the first tool is Google. I know I just said you couldn't pull it straight off of Google Images, however there is a tool that you can use to go around it. So say I wanted to make a scene with a beach. You search beach. Preferably you want to go to a larger size just because it's a better resolution, and then go to usage rights and click labeled for reuse with modification. And so that means these are all Creative Commons, so you can use all of these images for free without any repercussions. Okay, the second source is cgtextures.com. This is a texture site that a lot of professional game developers use, and they have a bunch of photos that are 100% free. If you go to their terms of use, they say something around here about how their stuff is free use. However, you're not allowed to resell it as like a graphics pack. So basically these pictures are free to use for anything. And the last source that I use is DeviantArt. So you want to go over to browse, go to resources and stock images, and go to stock images. So hypothetically, let's pick something out that I would like. Say I wanted to use this bench. So what you want to do is you want to click the picture that you want, and then go to find their rules. So because every single DeviantArt person will have their own rules. So this person basically says, if you use their stock, let them know about it, and always credit them with the stock. And see, here you are allowed to use your work outside of DeviantArt, but don't forget to link back to the page. So basically, you can use these persons and a lot of other people. A lot of people have the similar rules. So just make sure you credit them when you use their work. So basically, this image here on the right, I got from CG Textures, under their animals thing. This image here, I searched desert on Google Images, and the image on the left, I searched rocks on DeviantArt. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be using Adobe Photoshop CS6 and my Wacom Bamboo Create tablet. I think the tablet is really important because you can really get intricate with your shadows and lighting. I feel that it's the easiest way to get really accurate with those said things. And the one that I have is only like $100 something, so it isn't too crazy. And if you are serious about getting into graphic design, I really do recommend it. So yeah, I'll go right into the tutorial right now. Alright, so jumping right into here, I'm going to be resizing all these images, selecting this with the magic wand tool, and selecting what part of the rocks I want to do. I'm going to be just adjusting them to where I want them to be. I kind of want these to be like foreground rocks. I probably could have picked a better image, but that's what I had to work with. So I'm going to go ahead here and pen tool the selection of the elephant. This is how I got the elephant out of its background. If you want to learn how to do that, just look up a tutorial on YouTube. There are plenty of people who will be willing to go in depth with you on that. But for right now, I'm just going to go, it's going to go pretty fast. Eventually I start skipping ahead because it does take a while. But yeah, if you do want to learn how to use a pen tool, which is my recommended way of cutting images out of other images, just look it up on YouTube. It's the easiest way to it is the easiest way to make the selection and then cut it out. So as you can see on the right with the rocks, I use a layer mask. Also one of the key tools of my work. I really do think that it is beneficial for you to use layer mask, just because of the fact that if you mess up, you can go back and re-edit it. By using layer mask, you go to layer, create new layer mask with the thing selected, and you'll be able to mask out your images any way you want. So the cut should be coming up here soon. This piece took 30 minutes in total. I could have taken a longer time with it, but I'm pretty crunched for time at the moment. So yeah, cutting out the elephant still. And so this just really goes to show how easy it is to create images like this. Like, this was only a 3 image thing, but if you keep building and building on using the same exact techniques over and over, you'll be able to make amazing things. So here I'm just gonna resize it to the place where I want it to be. I'm gonna already start out and start shadowing underneath. Again, shadows are something I could really work on, but I like to initially start off with just a soft brush underneath the feet or whatever subject matter there is. Soften that up a little bit and lower the opacity on that. I use this grass tool to cut out a little bit of the elephant's foot where the grass would be, just because it wouldn't totally be over all of the grass. My first go at this wasn't too successful because I forgot to tick off one setting in the brush panel, but I went back through and fixed it up. Again, power of the layer mask. Eventually I'm going to start making a cast out of here. The tool with the technique with the whole perspective thing. I personally don't like the look of that, but I mean, it does add a certain realism to the piece, and I haven't really worked with something as big as this elephant. So you can see me here changing the color, making it all black. Well, as black as CYMK would let me, and then you'll see I go over black in just the layer tab. Rasterize that, blur that, so then there you go. It'll have a sort of accurate cast shadow. Put that under all the subject, and then lower the opacity on that. Again, that's a technique that everyone uses, but me personally, I don't think it looks too good. I usually like to make my shadows by hand. Just fixing up some of the selections of the rocks here, because I did mess up a little bit. Rasterize that, lower the you'll see me lower the brightness on the rocks and the elephant, just so when I start to do my lighting thing here, it'll be more accurate. So what I did here is I filled the page with 50% gray, so when you put that on overlay, it wouldn't mess up the image. So you'll see 50% gray here. I go to my dodge tool, I use a soft brush and put it on 15%, and while using my tablet, I'll just draw out the shadows. This gives the elephant a lot more depth and makes it a little bit more realistic as I get to alter the images I want to the lighting that I choose, which is coming from the top left corner, as you guys saw in the beginning. So yeah, just dodging out a lot of these places, again fixing out selections. And so as you can see, if you catch me taking stuff on and off and on, you'll see that I'm adding a lot more depth to the elephant itself and making it a little bit more realistic when it comes to fitting into the scene. And that's a technique that I just learned over the summer, and it's something that I haven't dropped from my work, so it's something I really do recommend, just because of the fact that it does work out so well. So you'll see me here adding some fog brushes for a little bit of atmosphere. I know it's a little bit too early to jump in on that, but it was just something for me to read the foreground, midground, and stuff like that. So you'll see me go over and add definition to the rocks itself. I didn't spend too much time on this, again, crunch for time. But yeah, I just try to make sure that the image reads. I sharpened up the thing itself, the rocks itself, so it stands out a little bit more. And then I'm just taking down a lot of, like, adjusting the output levels, making sure everything's darker where it should be. I resized the rocks. I just felt like it should show the elephant a little bit more. My palette is usually really muted, so that's why I darken a little everything there. I could have pushed my colors in a simple color correction afterwards, which I probably would have done if I had a little bit more time. So you can see me here adding lens flares. The way you do that is you make your image, you go to filter, render, lens flare, and you just adjust your settings accordingly. You'll see here I'll just be messing it with a little bit, and I'll finally sharpen with Smart Sharpen. That's my favorite tool, and here's the final image, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you guys so much for watching.